I'm a professional con artist. I once impersonated a blind young master's white moonlight. I pretended for 3 years, had a child with him, then left. 5 years later I set up a fortune-telling stall. A child approached, handing me 1,000 yuan. I want to find my mom. As I pocketed the money, a woman rushed over anxiously. There you are. Mom looked everywhere for you. She looked familiar. I realized she was the real white moonlight of that blind young master. After a silent pause, I took the money out and offered it to the child. Your mom found you, refund. But he didn't take it, staring intently at me. She's not the mom I'm looking for.
Welcome to listen to my full sweet love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
My hand froze mid-air. Then I turned to Sophia. Kids joke around, take your money back. She accepted it, grabbing the child's arm to leave. He bit her hand, snatching back the 1,000 yuan. This is my allowance. You can't take it. Sophia gasped in pain, glaring down. Oliver, right. She paused, then softened her tone. Be good, come home with Mom. Dad will worry otherwise. You never care anyway. Just have another baby. Oliver pushed her away, sitting properly on my stool again, handing me the money. Sophia laughed coldly, her gaze piercing. Fine. Let her tell your fortune. See if your mom still wants you. Her tone confirmed Oliver knew she wasn't his birth mother. Did that mean Alexander knew too? But I'd left while still pretending to be Sophia. My mind became chaotic. Yet I calmly took the money, asking Oliver, do you know your birth date? I knew the answer. 10 months of pregnancy, C-section, excruciating pain. Unforgettable. January 8, 2020. He stared at me. Dad said it was freezing that day. I remembered. It had snowed. Everything was white, the world outside. I've always had poor circulation. Even with heating, my hands and feet stayed icy. That night, Alexander sat at the foot of my bed warming my feet. He stayed all night. But he was warming Sophia's feet, not Fiona Parker's. Looking at Sophia now, I buried those memories again. I pretended to divine with wooden sticks. Finally I said, you and your mother have no fate. Stop searching. Oliver's lips trembled. You're lying. Dad said moms were the most liars are. I am an exceptional liar. A professional. I've impersonated parents, girlfriends, mistresses. Always 5-star reviews. I catfished people online, took 2,000 before dumping them, teaching them lessons. I convinced rich kids in bars to buy 100k bottles. But my greatest con was pretending to be Sophia, deceiving Alexander for 3 years. Sophia went abroad. Alexander Alexandered her, got blinded in a car accident. He grew depressed, living in darkness. His parents hired me to impersonate Sophia. I studied intensely for the role. Learned bass guitar, mimicked her voice, practiced singing. Yes, they were musicians. Their band was gaining fame when Sophia left to study abroad. Everything collapsed. When I first met Alexander, he sat by a window, staring blankly at tree shadows. Eyes empty. Using Sophia's voice, I said I'd returned. But his first words shocked me. Why did you use an arrow in that demo's intro? I'd rehearsed countless scenarios. Tearful reunions, heated arguments, tender reconciliations. Never this. I stammered. To promote traditional culture. Silence hung thick. Alexander tilted his head, unseeing eyes filled with confusion. Finally he said, sing our first song for me. I relaxed. Thankfully, I'd practiced every song 1,000 times. Alexander played piano accompaniment. Even blind, he played beautifully. Just couldn't see the score. After the song, he said, sounded better than before. Regardless of what Alexander knew, I remained a money-driven fraud. Paid to play his white moonlight. Paid to bear his child. Paid to vanish without a trace. I didn't deserve him. Or to be Oliver's mother. Calmly, I stated. Then go to the police station. They've arrested many liars. Oliver's almond-shaped eyes reddened. Utterly lost. Sophia smirked. Ready to leave now? Oliver followed reluctantly, glancing back at me tearfully. Heartbroken. I packed my fortune-telling tools, adjusted my white wig, limped away without looking back. Around the corner, I hopped on my electric scooter, sped off. They shouldn't recognize me. Sophia and I never met. I'd resisted peeking at Oliver for 5 years. Plus, I was disguised as an old woman. Elderly fortune-tellers seem more credible. I thought it a mere coincidence. Until the next day. Oliver returned to my stall, offering 1,000 yuan. Tell me my mom's name. Hesitantly, I asked. You wander alone? No supervision. He shook his head. Dad took her shopping. I snuck out. That woman? Didn't he call Sophia Mom? Was she unkind? After deliberation, I took the money. Any life beat being with me. Shaking divination sticks, I answered. Your mom's surname is Parker. But the second character's tricky. Buy my Celestial Insight Talisman for 64.80. I'll reveal it instantly. Sophia took away a sobbing Oliver. I'd swindled all his toy money without revealing the name. He wailed. Wah! Mom really is a liar. My Transformers and Ultraman. He'd sought me deliberately. But who told him I was his mother? Alexander? His grandparents? Neither had reason to tell him. His crying drew disapproving stares from fellow fortune-tellers. I ignored them. Rode off on my scooter. I thought the little master would quit. But he kept returning. Bearing cash. I moved stalls east, west, outside temples. Couldn't shake him. Finally, he arrived in overalls, backpack, plopping onto my stool. Big liar. I'm moving in with you. I packed hastily, yanking the stool from under him. Oliver fell hard. Stood up dusting himself, eyes pitiful. He mastered playing pitiful. Like Alexander sometimes. Suppressing emotion, I walked away. A rich kid wouldn't wander unsupervised. This was a setup. But around the corner, I didn't mount my scooter. Took another path, watching Oliver secretly. He stood frozen, wringing his hands, staring where I'd vanished. Like a delicate figurine. His features resembled mine. His aura mirrored Alexander's. Seeing him first broke my heart. Nearly cried. But I'm a good actress. 30 minutes passed. Oliver stayed. No right family appeared. Did Alexander neglect his son? Knowing he wasn't Sophia's? Bitter sorrow flooded me. After watching him, I returned. Come. You're staying with me. Oliver's eyes sparkled. Multicolored glass marbles. Okay. He grabbed my hand, radiating joy. On the scooter, he hugged my waist nervously. Big liar, are you divorced now? Do you have other kids? Someone had investigated me. I countered, trade answers. Who told you to find your mom? Oliver stayed silent. Didn't speak the whole ride. Off the scooter, he puffed up like a pufferfish. At my door, little Grape sniffed him excitedly. He pressed against me, scared. I smiled. This is Grape. Older than you. Gentle, don't fear. Grape is a Bichon Frise. A gift for Alexander's birthday during year 1. He needed lively companionship after blindness. But I took Grape when I left. To Alexander, Grape probably died. But like me, the dog meant nothing. Oliver crouched, tentatively petting Grape's head. Grape rolled over, belly up. I'd forgotten. Grape had sniffed newborn Oliver. It licked me. Oliver giggled. Wash hands before touching eyes or eating, I instructed, heading inside. Removed my elderly disguise. Hard to apply, easy to remove. Oliver peeked through the doorway. Eyes gleaming. Confused, I looked down. He blushed and scurried away. Do all kids do this? Later, I found him whispering into his smartwatch in Grape's bed. Bragging tone. Mom's so pretty. I saw her before Dad. I listened silently at the door. Unclear what the response was. Oliver huffed. So what? I get to sleep hugging Mom tonight. He added. Yep. No other people, no men's clothes here. Mom bought me Ultraman. Then grew anxious. But someone might steal kind Mom. I felt deceived. By father and son. Don't sleep in the dog bed. You'll get dirty. He jumped, scrambling out, face crimson. I didn't ask about the call. Just took him to wash hands for dinner. Watching Oliver devour his food, I recalled a job listing. Play wife/child for a rich heir. Needed, 30-years-old woman, 4-years-old boy. 20K for 2 hours. Tailor-made for me. I declared, want to stay? Then work with me the day after tomorrow. Oliver looked up, rice grains on his lips, mumbling. Go trick people for celestial talismans? To find you a rich dad. Oliver shared my bed for nights. One night, he crept close after lights out. Breath tickling my face. When I didn't react, he poked my cheek. Reminded me of Alexander touching my face many nights. Fingers tracing brows, eyes, nose, resting on lips. I teased. Seen me before. Why touch? His dark eyes seemed to hold light despite blindness. I want to remember deeper. Later, I told him I was pregnant. That night, he traced my face repeatedly. Like etching into memory. Marry me, Fiona? Oliver's chubby hand felt warm on my cheek. Mom. Why didn't you visit? I missed you. Mom. He burrowed into my arms. I couldn't hold back. Tears soaked the pillow. The acting day, Oliver and I arrived at the restaurant. I'd been here before. With Alexander. His first attempt at songwriting post-blindness. Friends helped release the single. To aid him, I studied every instrument. Discovered our musical synergy. He never again asked questions like our first meeting. Excellent, gorgeous, a voice interrupted. The rich heir, Liam Lee. He'd had a foreign wife who conned him. Ashamed, he hid it. Now hired actors for face-saving. Added a child for credibility. He seemed pleased. Praised Oliver repeatedly. Cute, almost looks like me. Oliver studied him, then me. Silently asking, does he? Different eye shapes. No resemblance. But he paid. I smiled. He does. Call him Dad. Oliver cooperated. Dad. Liam beamed, holding Oliver's hand. Be extra sweet. Call me Dad lots, earn allowance, okay? Okay. Dad. Dad. Loud and clear. Inside the private room, stares landed on us. Liam's friends congratulated him. I smoothly responded. Until noticing a cold face in the corner. Post-vision recovery, his phoenix eyes held life, more captivating. Now, they held mocking amusement. Ha! Oliver spotted him. Darting over into his arms. Dad! Conversation died instantly. Our gazes locked across the room. 5 years matured Alexander. Sharper features, defined jawline. After a standoff, I approached first. Pulled Oliver back, joking. Don't call every handsome man Dad. Or you'll call everyone here Dad. Laughter resumed. They praised my wit, Liam's good wife. Alexander didn't correct. Just watched me coldly, eyes teasing. True. Wish I had such a wife. The dinner concluded smoothly. Liam paid an extra 5K. Walking with Oliver, I promised a new toy. A car pulled up beside us. Alexander emerged, long legs unfolding. Oliver released my hand instantly. Ran to hug his leg cheerfully. Dad. Alexander lifted him by the collar. Holding him. Still know I'm your dad? Hee Dad. 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 Oliver buried his face in Alexander's shoulder. Giggling. Such intimacy. No sign of discord. I'd been fooled. Oliver looked up proudly. But I earned money for Mom. Extra money. Alexander glared at me, cold laugh. Is this how you parent, Ms. Parker? I smiled politely. No theft, fair trade. Any issue, Mr. Wright? He nodded. Fine. But don't involve the child. But that's who I am. I met his eyes. You know this well. I only love money. Alexander's smile faded, eyes darkening. Then he asked, must you pretend to be wives? I paused. Hands clenched in pockets. Truthfully, I'd stopped such gigs after leaving Alexander. Tried various jobs over 5 years. Now, fortune-telling by day, online tarot by night. Enough to survive. This gig targeted Alexander. Knew he knew Liam. Distant acquaintances. Knew Oliver would report to him. So he'd come. Would see Fiona Parker as a money-obsessed fraud. I forced a smile. Mutual consent. What's wrong? And your marriage to Calvin Cheng? Also mutual. Alexander's stare felt probing. Unexpected question. Calvin Cheng, my ex-husband. Our marriage was transactional. I needed city residency. Buy property, bring my mother from the mountains. He needed a wife to fend off family pressure. Deal struck. Divorced a year after marrying. Only announced it publicly 6 months ago after Mom's death. To Alexander, I'd married Calvin right after leaving, divorced recently. I confirmed. Yes. Calvin and I knew each other. Had I not impersonated Sophia, we'd have married sooner. Alexander's left arm tensed, fist clenched then released. Finally, a bitter laugh. So that's why you refused marriage with me? No. Even if Alexander now knew I was there those 3 years. Back then, he loved Sophia, not Fiona Parker. Moreover, then and now, a chasm separated us. Correct. I answered firmly. Added mockery. What's the point, Mr. Wright? Could you truly love a fraud who deceived you for 3 years? How cheap that love must be. Alexander was prideful. Hence his collapse post-blindness, unable to create music. Such words should make him feel mocked. But I misjudged. He didn't retaliate. Set Oliver down, looked into my eyes earnestly. You're right. I loved that fraud. My heart clenched sharply. Eyes stung, tears threatened. But I didn't love. I took the job solely for the millions. I inhaled deeply, forcing the smile. If my parenting offends you, take him back. Ignoring Alexander's reaction, I turned away. Afraid tears would fall. He stayed silent. Small hands gripped my leg. Mom, don't go. Oliver sobbed, cries escalating. Dad said we'd bring you home. Mom, don't abandon me. Controlling myself, I removed his hands. Voice steady. I'm unfit as your mother. Left when you were 3 months old. No bond. Liar. Oliver's eyes reddened, angry and hurt. You kissed my forehead last night. I froze. He'd known. Thought he was asleep. Speechless momentarily. Alexander spoke. Keep him. 10K per day. If money's all you love, you'll accept this transaction. Avoiding his eyes, I gently pushed Oliver away. I refuse. Please don't disrupt my life again, Mr. Wright and young Master Wright. I walked away decisively. Never looked back. In the taxi, tears streamed. Fell onto my phone screen. A notification lit it up. Unknown caller. I declined. She texted. Miss Parker. I'm Sophia. Meet. Things to discuss. I redirected the taxi to a cafe. Sophia waited. Her first words. Alexander and I never reunited. I ordered iced coffee, reducing eye puffiness. Guessed. You helped him. But why? Your history's messy. She smiled. Messy? You mean the airport, Alexander? I nodded. Sophia sipped coffee, explaining. You all thought he Alexandered me from love. Truthfully, he demanded answers. The band was gaining fame, planning our second album. I quit silently. Alexander wanted reasons. Holding her cup, tone calm. Music was Alexander's only love then. Sophia shared more. Met Alexander in University Music Club. Loved him instantly. Joined his band to pursue him. Alexander seemed aloof but was easy to woo. Said yes to her first confession. As a boyfriend, Alexander was responsible. Transferred money every holiday, bought gifts, accompanied hospital visits. Did everything right yet no love felt. Sophia sighed, smiling ruefully. Frankly? Zero sexual desire. 3.5 years together. Kissing was our peak intimacy. Unbelievable, right? Later I understood. His ease meant music was his world. Love was incidental. Any confessor might have succeeded. I drank my coffee, nearly finishing it. Her words rang true. When I first accompanied blind Alexander, he kept distance. No touching, no helping if he fell. Never smiled. Sat silently by windows, replaying his old music. Unacceptable. His unresolved trauma meant no pay for me. I tried closing the gap. The first shift came during month 3. First snowfall that year. I urged Alexander to build a snowman. Rejected. Blind man building snowman? Novel. I dragged him outside anyway. After stacking snowballs, I held grapes and buttons. Left hand. Grapes. Right. Buttons. Feel, choose eyes. Alexander hesitated. Hands groping forward. Missed both, touched my face instead. Cold fingers. Electric jolt when skin met. He recoiled. Sorry. Stunned momentarily, I recovered. Took his hand, placed items in his palm. Grapes or buttons? Choose. Alexander explored them long. Eyes unfocused, expression serious. Grapes. Shiny like eyes. Okay. I agreed. Secretly dabbed snow on his cheek. Ran away. Laughing playfully. Blindness has perks. Easy to bully you. Alexander froze, then chuckled. Blind, not deaf. He scooped snow, threw it my way. Missed. I pretended it hit me, gasping. Alexander. Attacking me? Just wait. I pelted him with snowballs. Alexander retaliated, a faint smile on his lips. Hit me a few times. Snow slipped under my scarf, icy sting. Hearing me shake my scarf, he asked. What's wrong? Feigning anger. Snow down my scarf. So mean. He laughed softly. Come here. I approached, puzzled. Alexander removed his scarf. Fumbling, wrapped it around my neck. Fingertips brushed my skin repeatedly, flinching back. Finally, admit defeat? Can't even beat a blind man. Warmth enveloped my neck. I kissed his cheek corner fleetingly. So, still bullying you. From then, I struggled distinguishing pretense from reality. Later Alexander and I grew closer. But he remained quiet often. Too quiet became oppressive. So I bought the noisiest Bichon puppy. On Alexander's birthday, I hid it in my room for the cake reveal. But the door wasn't shut tight. Puppy escaped. Found it sniffing Alexander's pants. Alexander startled. Face alarmed. Then crouched, tentatively touching. Puppy licked his palm. Whining. Bichon. I approached, petting the puppy. Surprise ruined. Sorry. Alexander shook his head, smiling. No. I love it. Yet during cake cutting, he caught my cream-smeared hand. Brushed it against his lips. Could I get another gift? In bed. He guided my hand to his waist. Blind. Help me. First time I saw Alexander play vulnerable. That night, we were clumsy. But it lasted. Midnight. Alexander slept deeply. I traced his eyelids. Alexander. I'm Fiona Parker. But you'll never know. Now he knew. But the distance spanned more than a name. Leaving the cafe, I headed home. Stopped at my stairwell. My apartment door hung open, lock broken. I inhaled deeply, dialing 911 on my phone. Approached slowly. Inside, chaos. Everything ransacked. 2 hated figures sat on my sofa. No sign of Grape. I rushed in, found her barking frantically on the balcony. Relief washed over me. The men stood upon seeing me. Rich girl's back, Frank Parker sneered, waving Oliver's Ultraman. Heard you got millions for bearing a rich heir's kid? Just gave us peanuts. Leo Parker chimed in. Yes sis, bit stingy. Coldly. I'm done with them. No money. Leave. Frank roared, smashing the toy. Bullshit. Pay up or I'm staying. His lifelong rage always hit Mom and me. I laughed coldly. Suit yourself. Moved toward the balcony to get Grape. Leo suddenly knelt before me. Please sis. They'll chop my hand off. I can't be disabled. Just 1 million. Hands clasped, seeming earnest. Frank yanked him up, scowling. Never kneel to women. We'll find the heir. Or dig your whore mom's corpse up. Mom's cancer worsened because Frank denied her medical care. Now dead, yet tormented by them. My limit reached. Trembling with fury. Fine. I'll pay. Frank paused, then grinned triumphantly. Knew it. My blood runs in you, changed surname or not. Silent. I entered the kitchen. Returned wielding a knife. They hesitated. Unfazed. Frank laughed, advancing. Scare me with a knife? Go on, chap. I'm right here. Dare you? He closed the distance. Leo warned, Sis, dangerous. You might get hurt. A veiled threat. But not wrong. I couldn't overpower two men. So I pressed the blade to my throat. Fine. I'll kill myself. Only us three here. You'll both hang for murder. Fiona. Seeing my resolve, Frank yelled. Tried grabbing the knife. I stepped back, blade biting skin. Pain. Blood trickled. They paled. Frank spat, still moving forward. Threatening your own father? Brave. I pressed deeper. He halted, eyes locked on me. Long standoff. He finally snarled. Fine. I'll return. Stormed off. Leo followed, fake concern. Sis, why this? Just a little money. Leave. Deadpan. Knife gripped tight. He left, feigning regret. Footsteps faded. I dropped the knife, collapsed. Bottled emotions erupted. Face buried in knees. Silent tears flooded. Footsteps approached again. I snatched the knife, stood. What? Think I won't? Stopped mid-sentence. Alexander stood in the doorway. Fiona. He froze, stunned. I sighed in relief. Knife clattered to the floor. The sound snapped him to action. He rushed over. Who did this? Shook my head. Nothing. Picked up the knife. Returned it to the kitchen. Alexander followed. Seizing my wrist. Stared at my neck. Who was it? Recognition dawned. His tone icy. The men who just left? No. I lied, trying to free my hand. Alexander pulled me toward the door. Hospital first. Unnecessary. Grape barked from the balcony. Alexander paused, grip loosening slightly. I broke free, freed Grape. She circled me, then sniffed Alexander's legs. Soon jumped, begging for attention. Remembered Alexander's scent. Alexander crouched, stroking her head, voice tender. Grape. You really survived. Grape rolled, belly up, noisy as ever. I grabbed the first aid kit from the living room. Alexander washed his hands, took the supplies. My turn. I reached for them, he blocked me. Can't see the wound. How will you treat it? Defiant. Bathroom mirror. He paused, sighed softly. I compromised on the hospital. Compromised too. I stayed silent. Acquiesced. Alexander relaxed, cleaned the wound with saline. Said while working, I researched your family. Paused. Continued. But is there something else I don't know? I stayed silent for a long time. Remembering Frank Parker's parting threat, I chose to conceal it. Alexander, this has nothing to do with you. It does. His voice was adamant. I actually heard what you said the night you gave me Grape. From the very beginning, I knew you were Fiona, not Sophia. So could you let me understand you better? I turned to stare at him in disbelief. The cotton swab pressed against my wound, painful, but irrelevant now. What do you mean? Alexander blew softly on the injury. Hold still. He didn't rush to explain. Instead, he continued disinfecting with iodine and applying gauze. Only after finishing did he relax, looking at me with gentle firmness. Remember our first meeting? I played piano while you sang. I nodded hesitantly. He continued, when Sophia sang that song, her emotions always fell short. We argued about it many times. But your version overflowed with feeling. And, he smiled, I intentionally hit a wrong note while playing. You didn't correct me. Sophia would have interrupted immediately. So you knew back then? I felt dazed. This was the fastest failure in my professional career. But Alexander shook his head. Just suspicion then. Didn't dare conclude until observing longer. Honestly, your Sophia imitation was excellent. As he spoke, he reached to ruffle my hair. I instinctively dodged. His hand hung mid-air awkwardly before retreating. Alexander smiled wryly. Pity music can't be perfectly replicated. Besides, his gaze deepened, often you revealed your true self unintentionally. Didn't you? He was right. I never expected to lose myself like this. Having played countless roles before, I'd always detached emotionlessly. Yet this time the more I pretended, the less I could distinguish. Did he love Sophia or Fiona? Why not expose me? At first, curiosity. Wanted to see how you'd play the role. Later, his voice thickened. Fear of you leaving. Under bright lights, crystalline sorrow reflected in his eyes. Fiona, I was terrified. Terrified I was just a job to you. Terrified you'd abandon me without hesitation. He drew a shaky breath. The month after Oliver's birth, doctors said my eyes might heal. I planned to confess everything when vision returned. Marry properly, hold our wedding. His gaze held mine like a drowning man staring at vanishing starlight. But you left. Silently. I knew about Alexander's possible recovery. His parents told me immediately, even asked if I'd stay, as Fiona. After all, Alexander regained his future because of me. Maybe he'd accept the truth. I refused. Back then, bearing Sophia's name, I assumed Alexander loved her. More importantly, I was trapped in mud, unwilling to dirty Alexander and our child. Still true now. But since I was never a replacement, perhaps he deserved to know my past. After this revelation, whether we moved forward or parted, I'd accept it fully. For the first time as Fiona, unmasked, I met his eyes. Alexander, nobody's born a con artist. I grew up in the mountains, amid father's curses and mother's frail protection. After high school, father demanded I marry. The younger the bride, the higher the price. I refused. Mother objected too. Of course we got beaten again. I'd always known. Mother was married the same way. Her worth less than our plowing ox. Mother got locked in her room. I was imprisoned in the storeroom, awaiting sale. 17 then. Leo 14. 14-year-old Leo still had goodness. He secretly freed me, put me on the teacher's departing truck. Sis, run. Never marry that crippled old man. Nodding, I watched his shrinking figure from the moving vehicle, swearing silently. I'll escape these mountains. Save Mom and Leo. I left with hope. That journey lasted 3 years. But those years taught me, human cruelty knows no bounds, not even mountains. I got cheated repeatedly. Factory co-workers made me cover shifts, never paying promised wages. Someone sold me a fake college diploma for 5,000 yuan, vanished afterward. A department supervisor promised promotion, then pinned me in his office. Nothing's free. Many more betrayals. But the final deception came from Leo. After leaving home, I trusted him completely. Stayed in constant contact. So when he claimed Mom was critically ill, I believed without doubt. Rushed home overnight. Got drugged at the doorstep, locked in the storeroom again. Woke to festive sounds outside. I knew, another forced marriage. This time Leo came. Not to rescue. He said, Sis, it's Pig Butcher Wong next village. Rich family. You'll live comfortably. Desperate, I pleaded. Leo, I'm your sister. Free me like 3 years ago. Please. He stared silently, then laughed. Sis, women must marry eventually. Father says Wong pays 30,000 yuan. Enough for my own wife. I realized with crushing despair. Only Frank and Leo were family. Mom and I, outsiders. I have money. 50,000. I lifted my head. Heart turned ashes. Free me. It's all yours. More later. That 50,000 came from multiple backbreaking jobs. Never mentioned before, fearing Frank's greed. But now, desperate. I bought fleeting freedom with it. Later. They used Mom as leverage, demanding constant payments. To earn faster, save Mother. I became a con artist. Taking the right family job meant buying our freedom outright. Millions to transfer our residency, sever ties forever. Just one regret. Mother only enjoyed 4 years of liberty. Memories receded like tides, leaving bone-deep dampness, chilling me nightly. Now I forced a smile, asking Alexander, "Well, a laughable life, isn't it?" His eyes reddened, brimming with grief. Choking up, he pulled me into an embrace. "Sorry, Fiona. I wish I'd known sooner." I pushed him away. "Not your fault. I deceived you for 3 years." "Alexander." Meeting his gaze, I swallowed tears. "I won't burden you. Won't burden anyone." Alexander shook his head, fingertips brushing my cheek. "No. You've burdened no one. You endured alone this long. Saved yourself, saved your mother, saved me." He smiled, eyes glistening. "Fiona, you're truly remarkable. This is who I love. The real you, the brave you." And, cradling my face, his tenderness threatened to dissolve me. "The you who loves to deceive." Tears finally cascaded down. No more hiding, I buried my face in his palms. "But I hate owing you, Alexander. Hate owing anyone." After a long pause, he sighed softly. "Then let's make a deal. Your favorite way. Let me handle your troubles. In exchange, stay as my eyes. Term. Indefinitely." Just then, Grape licked my calf, as if urging my answer. Warm love enveloped my heart. At last, I smiled in agreement. "Deal." I moved into Alexander's apartment. Entering, Oliver hid behind the sofa, face equal parts pouty and accusing. Grape dashed over first, licking him excitedly. He swatted small hands. "Big liar's dog. I hate you." Grape only licked more enthusiastically. Alexander chuckled. Who pretended not to care? Someone couldn't sleep past midnight hearing Mom was coming. Oliver instantly flushed with exposed embarrassment. "Adorably so." He huffed. "Dad's hand shook during dinner. I saw under the table." Alexander's smile vanished. "Nonsense. Want extra homework?" These two mirrored each other perfectly. From my suitcase, I produced a limited edition Ultraman set. Crouching before Oliver, I apologized sincerely. "Sorry for lying. Mom never rejected you." "Forgive me." Oliver's eyes pooled with tears, lips trembling. Finally collapsed into my arms. "Mom, woo-woo. Don't go." A sob caught in my throat. Patting his back, I ruffled his hair. "Mom's not leaving. Never again." Oliver clung to us for nights. Finally, Alexander snapped, delivered Oliver to his grandparents. That evening, nuzzling my neck, he sighed contentedly. "Finally. Only your scent on these sheets." Oliver sleeps alone from now on. His breath tickled my skin. Laughing, I pushed his head away. "Can't. Missed 5 years. Making up lost time." Instantly, Alexander lifted his head, brows furrowed, looking pitiful. "And me? You left me 5 years too." I exhaled an amused sigh. "Competing with your son?" Alexander studied me intently, then flipped over, pinning me down, Adam's apple bobbing. "Then compensate me differently." I played along seriously. "How?" He switched off the bedside lamp. Darkness swallowed the room. After rustling sounds, he guided my wrist downward. "Blind now. Help me." Half amused, half exasperated, I protested. "Alexander, your vision's fine." He nipped my collarbone. "Doesn't matter. This is compensation." Pleasurable pain shot through me. Holding my breath, I surrendered to his lead. Much later, amid ragged breathing, his hand found my cheek, repeating that question. "Marry me, Fiona?" This time, after 6 years, I finally gave the answer. "Yes."